You will learn it. Try to learn it. Take the steps. Watch YouTube videos. Ask your professors. Ask your friends, and try to learn it. Hey guys, I'm Jessica. Welcome to Jangalo, and today I will be telling you why journalism and mass communication might be a good option for you and what are the different aspects of journalism and mass communication. So, to start with, journalism and mass communication. Journalism actually comes from the word journal, which means to write. But there is a lot of misconception that people think that journalism and mass communication is only about writing and about news and all of that stuff. But there is something called mass communication, which means talking to the masses, especially conveying your own message to the people. So I love speaking and connecting with people and explaining whatever sort of new knowledge and explaining things. So I chose this course, and it's been 2 years since I'm doing it, and I'm doing it in Jain University, Kochi, which is in Kerala. And so far, I'm having a pretty good time, and I will tell you about my experiences in this video. So, to begin with, what are the basic things that we learn in journalism and mass communication? The first and foremost thing is writing, especially writing for a report in news channels, or maybe writing stories, descriptive writing, whatever writing it may be, writing for a magazine or writing for content in social media, whatever it is, basic writing is being taught journalism and mass communication. And if you're a person who's already interested in writing, this may be a good option for you. And the next thing that we are learning is video and audio production, that is editing. So, if you're someone who loves editing videos and loves to post stuff, I think this might be a good course for you, because since I joined journalism and mass communication, I've been having so many projects related to editing, especially video and audio. So, recently I had to make a news production, which is like I have to record my own footages like a presenter. I have to go to different places, make my own news stories, and I have to present it like how you'd see on television, giving a proper introduction, giving the news headlines, adding the transitions in between, then saying news in details and explaining it, adding a voiceover to it, the BGM, the tone, the sound, the visuals, everything. I had to edit it by myself. And I thought that I would not be able to do it, but I actually did. And the software that we actually used was Adobe Premiere Pro, and it's really a good software for people who want to learn editing. And I'm still in the basic level, and I think I have to learn more. So if you love editing, I think this might be a good course for you. And there are several other courses which are useful for editing as well. And at the same time, if you're interested in animation and stuff, there are courses like visual communication and VFX, which can also be a good option for you. And regarding audio production, few months back, I had a project which I had to submit, which was called the radio production, where the normal radio that you hear while you're going for work or you're going somewhere in your car, you listen to the radio, right? You wonder how people work behind the screens. I mean, you always think that people work in front of the screens, but you must also think about the people who work behind. Like in terms of radio production, I mean, you can only hear the sound and you imagine things when you hear. Maybe it can be music, it can be stories, it can be news, announcements, or PSAs, which are called public service advertisements, and so many other things. So, what I had to do was I had to find my niche. So, if you want to do a radio production based on Mother's Day or Father's Day or Men's or Women's Day, it's fine. But every time when you listen to radio, it's not based on some day, right? I mean, it's like general radio, which goes every day commonly for people to listen when they're bored. And radio is very useful because you can actually get aware of so many things. I mean, people who don't know to read and write can actually get to know information by listening to the radio. And regarding radio, the first thing that I had to do was I had to make sure of what are the different numbers of advertisements that I would be including, the number of PSAs, the number of news stories that I would include. So this is everything in a whole which comes inside what you call the radio podcast. So, to begin with, you will always have a jingle. Jingle is basically the start of the radio, which is like a unique tone for the radio, like a radio 9.1 FM. I mean, it's just an example. So, the one that you hear with the music and stuff, like an intro of the radio, right? That is what you call the radio jingle. So, to edit that, and to edit the end as well, you need to take a lot of effort. You need to have the confidence to record yourself in the mic. And I am pretty sure that you will be having mistakes. You may actually go wrong, but it's totally fine. You can actually take your own time to record. And that is what I learned in radio production. And it was really fun because we also had a Viva for that. And we had to answer like some questions related to it, like why you chose the specific niche, how did you edit, what software did you use, and all of that stuff. So if you love editing, videos or audio, I think this course can also teach you that. Next thing that this course teaches you is communication. Communication is one of the most basic skills that every human being requires. So, regarding that, I have an example. There is a program which is conducted for a few days in Kochi, which is called the Future Summit. So, and I've been one of the presenters for 2 years for the Future Summit, and my role was to take interviews or mini bites. Bite is basically like a small interview which you take for 1 minute or two maximum. And you can visit a lot of celebrities or sports people or film stars and so many other people who are popular, and ask them 1 or 2 minute questions and get their footage by recording it with the camera, and you will be the one handling the mic. You will be giving it to the person, like, for example, sir, can I take your bite? How do you feel about this occasion, and why do you think such and such a thing is important, or something like that. You can just ask them. So that is what is called the bite. And that is where communication skills are very essential. You need to be able to communicate to people of all kinds. They may be rich, they may be popular, they may be film stars, sports people. You have to get down to their ideologies and ask questions which they can relate with you, and also ask it simple, because you don't need to complicate or make it big. Whoever it is, maybe the chief guest can also be someone who's younger than you, so you need to understand their level of intelligence, you need to understand their level of capacity and ask them the right question. So you definitely need communication skills, but if you don't have them, it's totally fine. You can learn it on the way. And watching YouTube is one of the best things that you can do to learn all of these skills if you want to learn it beforehand, because I think people already have 1 or 2 skills of the ones that I'm mentioning right now. So if you don't have, it's totally okay. You can actually develop it on the way. The next and the most important thing Gen Z is focusing right now is social media. Content creation is one of the most blooming industries which is coming up and rising right now. So if you guys want to be an influencer or a YouTuber, I think journalism and mass communication can also be a good option for you. This course can teach you the necessary essentials that you need to create content. It doesn't mean that those who did not take journalism and mass communication cannot make content. There are several people who make content even otherwise. So it actually is a course which helps you build the skills to identify the specific niche that you want a career in future. Now, social media is something that anybody can actually get access to, and they can also make content. They can express their own journeys, their life stories or experiences, or they can teach something, share their business, whatever. I mean, there is a lot of scope on social media. If you want to be confident to speak on camera and have a proper presence, know how to take proper videos and all of that, I think this course can actually guide you through all of it. The next one is called photojournalism, which is basically the use of camera. I mean, people take photos all the time. They take photos with phones, they take selfies, and so much other stuff. But taking with the camera is very different. It can actually enhance your skills, make you look even more better and professional. So, one of the subjects in my previous semester called photojournalism, in which I learned how to use the camera, how to use the 3 elements called the shutter speed, the ISO, the aperture, and all of that, which I did not even know before. I mean, I thought camera was just looking somewhere, focusing somewhere, and just clicking. No, that is not it. Camera and handling of camera is very essential for a photojournalism student, because learning how to use a camera can help you so much. Like, if you want to create content on something, you can actually record yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody. And it would be nice if you could have a camera, but it's also totally fine if you have your phone to create content if you want. Handling of the camera, recording yourself, being fluent, all takes a lot of practice. Practice makes man perfect, guys. I definitely believe it, because I was not someone who was able to speak fluently in front of camera before. I mean, I used to make a lot of mistakes, but by training yourself, by giving you small chances each and every single day, little by little, you can definitely develop yourself, because practice and consistency can make you better. So that is what is called photojournalism. And the activities that I had regarding to it were taking some photos, and we also had a photo exhibition where we had to display the photos that we took. And the next thing that we had to do was creating a magazine out of the photos that we've taken. So I and my friends went to Fort Kochi to take some beautiful aesthetic photos, and after that, we had to make a magazine. So even editing a magazine requires so much of software like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe InDesign especially. and we also had to learn it on the way. So I did not know how to use these softwares before, but because I had to do it for the assignment, I somehow learned it. So that is actually useful for me right now and in the future as well. So there are a lot of career opportunities for editors, and they are earning so much these days. If you're interested in editing and stuff, you can actually go to learn all the softwares, which may be of help to you. And initially, I was a person who thought that I would not be able to take proper photos, but that is what I started little by little. Whatever I found pleasing to my eye, I just started clicking a picture of it. I just started taking a video of it. And the process just goes on, and you can have proper friends, guidance, and teachers and professors who can help you to, shape your talent in a more better way. So I had to ask so many people for a lot of confusions that I had while taking pictures. I said, this angle is not good. Is it okay? And they also gave me a lot of corrections. So it's always nice to go out and ask for help. It's not wrong to ask for help. I mean, you're learning it for your own good. So it's absolutely all right to ask people for help. The next one is called podcast. Podcast is something where two or three people sit together. Basically, I think there are only two, and they record themselves speaking about a particular topic. And I think panel discussions are also kind of similar to it, but panel discussions are something that you can actually see the people. So I am having an upcoming project of doing a panel discussion where I and my friend Vishwajit are going to talk about global cinema versus international cinema. Panel discussion definitely requires scripting, and that includes the talent of writing. So the one basic thing that I want to tell you is you need not have all this talent at once. You can learn it in the process. If you know writing, it's well and good. If you don't, you will learn it. Try to learn it. Take the steps. Watch YouTube videos. Ask your professors. Ask your friends, and try to learn it. Once you know writing, I know scripting can be easier then. And after scripting, you will be able to think about where should I keep the shot? What are the cameras that I have to use? How can I set the mic? And so many other things like lighting, positioning, and the placement of the mic, and so many other things can also come naturally to you once you're already getting an orientation and all of this. That's what's called podcasting. And the last thing that I would tell you that I learned in this course is reporting. Reporting is something where a person can be a reporter or a presenter, and they will actually be reporting what's going on in the background. Now, I had a project, as I said, a news production where I had to go to different places, shoot different stuff, and I had to be the reporter. So what I did is I analyzed what's going on. I made a script of my own. I tried to tell it and I recorded it. But sometimes you can be asked to report live. So you need to have the fluency of communication, whatever language it may be, it's totally fine. So when you are fluent in any one language, it can actually help you to report whatever is happening. I mean, even in social media, when you explain stuff, you're actually reporting. You're telling people what is happening. You're telling people your ideas, your thinking, your imagination, and you're sharing it to the people all around. So that's basically reporting. So that is also one of the things that I learned in journalism and mass communication. I know I'll be learning more, so I'll be updating you in the next videos. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.